Hi, Maureen again with Moose Training. So you've successfully learned how to log into QuickBooks Online. Now let's take a few minutes to learn how to navigate within this new program. The first thing I'd like to mention is that it's really not as scary as some of you may think it is. I like to think of this transition as being sort of like getting a new car. You already know how to drive, and when you get that new car, it has all of these new features and ways of doing things. So you just need to become familiar with how you do those things, like put the car into drive or put it into reverse, that you already know how to do. It's just being done in a slightly different way. QuickBooks Online is really the same. All of the features are still there. You're still going to enter bills, pay bills, reconcile your account. It's just you're going to do it in a slightly different way. The dashboard, so to speak, is going to look much different than it did in your older version. And we're going to take a minute to explore that dashboard and teach you how to navigate within QuickBooks Online. All right, let's get started. Welcome to Jefferson Moose Lodge 9999's QuickBooks Online dashboard. The dashboard is what you will see each time you log into your QuickBooks Online account as well. The dashboard basically gives you a very brief synopsis of how your unit is doing financially. You can see the balances within some of your checking accounts. You can also kind of track or see your cash flow, the money going in versus the money going out of your unit monthly. Now, notice that in my example, it says that this is a sample, and that's because this is a training company and no bank account has been connected to this QuickBooks Online account. If you don't connect your bank account either, then what you see will also be a sample. Now, we also navigate throughout QuickBooks Online through this dashboard. I like to think of QuickBooks Online as having three main navigational areas. The first that we'll talk about is accessed through this little gear icon found at the top right-hand corner of your screen. This is the administrative area. If you click here, you'll see it's divided into 4 sections, and you'll find that you don't use a lot of these very often. Let's take a look at those in your company that you will use. The first one being Manage Users. Manage Users is where you will go if you need to add someone or give them access to your QuickBooks Online account. It's also where you would go if you need to remove someone's access from your QuickBooks Online account. Let's take a quick look at what that looks like. So here is where you will see the users listed. QuickBooks Online Essentials allows for 3 users. So already within this account, you can see that 2 of those users have been taken up. One for your account also will always be Moose International. The second is typically that unit's administrator, recorder, or Moose Legion secretary. Many units will want to add a 3rd person so that they can help out with the QuickBooks books. To do so, you would click on Add User and then just follow the steps that are prompted through the Add User wizard. Once you have completed it, an invitation will be sent to that person. It's exactly the same as the invitation you received when you first started beginning to work in QuickBooks Online. Now, if you have someone who has resigned or that you no longer wish to have access to the account, you go to that person's name and click on the drop-down caret at the far right-hand side of their name, and then just choose Delete to delete them as a user. All right, so going back to that administrative navigation area by clicking on the gear icon, another section within your company that you will want to access occasionally is your chart of accounts. Click there and you will see every account and sub-account that has been set up in your QuickBooks Online. You can quickly run a report and see them all out on paper if you wish to print them. Let's head back to that administrative section again, and this time we'll take a look at some items within lists. The first one that I will just really briefly talk about is products and services. This is what was previously known to you as items within QuickBooks Desktop. Also, under lists is recurring transactions. These are what you are familiar with as memorized transactions within QuickBooks Desktop. Let's click here. When in here, any recurring transactions that you have created will be listed here. Again, because this is a training company, we don't have any recurring transactions created. But if I wanted to create one, I could simply click on this new button here and begin the process of either creating a recurring transaction that's a deposit or a bill, anything that you wish. Now keep in mind, this is not the only way you can create a recurring transaction. It's just one way. Going back to that administrative area, let's take a look at the one item under Tools that you will frequently use, and that is Reconcile. Reconcile works just like it did in desktop. You will have your bank statement available to you. Click on Reconcile and go through the work of matching up your checks and deposits with what are found on your statement. That's really all of the important things that you will find in the administrative area of navigation. Going back to that dashboard, you will see off to the left-hand side this Add New or Plus New button. This is where you're going to do any of your new transactions. So let's click here to see what kind of transactions I'm talking about. So let's say you want to enter a bill. You go over to Vendors, click on Bill, and you would go through the process of entering a bill. The same is true if you want to pay a bill. Click here to pay any bills. When you're ready to make a bank deposit, go all the way over here to Bank Deposit and record your deposit. You also can print checks from here and create credit memos. So that is really where you're going to find yourself most frequently, is in this Add New portion of navigation within the dashboard. Below this Word dashboard, these other items are really the things that you have already completed in your QuickBooks Online. And all of these, you can kind of think of these to be similar to the icons that you found in the desktop version of QuickBooks. So again, these are transactions that have already been entered into QuickBooks Online. And also important to note, this is where you can get to your reports. Just click here and you will see all of your reports available to you there. One last thing I want to point out on the dashboard is this very helpful privacy feature. So if someone happened to walk into your office and you don't want this information to be visible to them, click on this little button to toggle the privacy to on, and it shields all of that information from view. When you're ready for it to be visible again, just simply click on that button and it's back for you to access. When you're ready to log out of QuickBooks Online, simply click on the blue button with your first initial on it and click on Sign Out. That's it for navigating from your dashboard. Thanks for watching.